The Lyre and the Shadow, the myth of Orpheus and Eurydice. Imagine a gentle dawn over a Greek meadow where the voices of birds echo among the silver olive trees. In this scene, a young man sits holding a lyre in his hands. Every note he plays is like light piercing the morning mist. His name is Orpheus, the son of Calliope, the muse of epic poetry, and Oeagrus, the king of Thrace. For Orpheus, music was not merely a skill, it was his breath. He did not just play, he poured his soul into the sound. It is said that when Orpheus sang, rivers paused their flow, winds held their breath, wild beasts stood still, and even the stones gently moved closer to listen. But even the most exquisite music needed a heart to listen to it. And that heart belonged to Eurydice, a girl with eyes as clear as a spring stream and a smile that made the sun want to linger a little longer. They met during a summer festival. Orpheus played his lyre. Eurydice danced. In that moment, time seemed to stand still. It is said that when two kindred souls touch, even the gods turn to watch. They loved each other as if the entire world existed only to witness that love. Then they married amidst music and flowers, and everyone said, "Surely this is a couple blessed by the divine." But the gods do not always give blessings. Sometimes they merely offer a silent test. On that day the sun shone bright as fire. Eurydice was strolling through the meadow with her friends. A snake hidden beneath a tree darted out. A faint cry, then silence. When Orpheus arrived, she lay still in his arms. The eyes that once shone like stars were now closed. He called her name in despair, but the only answer was the wind whistling across the empty field. His music, which had once made the world bow, now became a piercing lament of pain. No one on earth could console Orpheus, and so he decided to do what no one had ever dared: descend into the underworld to reclaim his love. At the foot of the world, where light never reaches, was the kingdom of Hades, the god of the dead, and his queen, Persephone. Orpheus carried his lyre, stepping through the gates of the underworld, where Cerberus, the fierce three-headed dog, barked menacingly. But he did not fight. He simply played his lyre. And strangely, the music calmed the monster. Its three massive heads drooped, its eyes slowly closed. It fell asleep to the mournful human melody. Orpheus continued his journey. Past the wandering souls, vague shadows who looked at him with astonishment, for how long had it been since the underworld had heard music with a soul? The sound of the lyre spread, soft as a breath, sad as a tear. And finally, before the throne of Hades, Orpheus knelt. "My lord, master of the dead," he spoke, his voice trembling but resolute. "I have not come here to challenge death. I only ask to take back the soul of the one I love. If my love is a sin, please keep me instead of her." The entire underworld fell silent. Even the suffering phantoms stopped their wailing. Persephone, the queen of shadows, shed a single tear. She turned to Hades and whispered, "Do you see, my lord? How long has it been since a song for love was heard down here?" Hades remained silent. Then he spoke, "I shall grant you your wish. Eurydice shall return with you, but there is one condition." Orpheus looked up, his eyes burning with hope. Hades said, "You shall lead her out of the underworld. You must walk ahead and she will follow behind. But until you both step out of the final gate, you must not look back at her, not even once. If you do, she will remain here forever." Orpheus nodded, an agreement that seemed simple, but to hold faith amidst that dense darkness was not easy. He began the journey back, walking among the invisible souls, hearing only the whistling wind and the dripping water from the cavern roof. Behind him, Eurydice walked slowly, her footsteps light as mist, for she was now only a fragile soul. No voice, no sound of steps, only silence and longing. The closer he got to the surface, the more his heart trembled. He was afraid. He was afraid that it was all an illusion, that perhaps Hades had deceived him, that Eurydice might not have followed at all. And then, as the first light glimmered before his eyes, the doorway to the mortal world just a few steps away, in that moment of weakness, Orpheus looked back. The light shone upon her face, as beautiful as the first day they met. But just as their eyes met, she began to fade. His hands reached out but only touched a thin, white smoke. Eurydice offered a sorrowful smile. "I was always behind you, only you could not wait a little longer." Then she vanished, leaving him in the endless darkness. Orpheus collapsed, calling her name in despair. He ran back, pleading with Hades once more. But the gate was closed, and the god of the dead never opens it twice. From that moment on, Orpheus wandered everywhere, a man carrying music and pain in his heart. He no longer sang for people, but only for the wind, the forest, and the lonely stars. His lyre's sound was no longer music, but a prayer for a love that was lost. It is said that one day, when Orpheus played his final melody, the wind stopped, the birds ceased their song, and the world fell silent to bid him farewell. After his death, his soul was brought down to the realm of the dead once more, and there Eurydice was waiting. When the two souls met, this time nothing could ever separate them again. They held hands, walking deep into the silent forest of shadows, where there was no more fear, only the sound of the lyre soft as a breath. Some say Orpheus's love did not conquer death, but others say it was because of that love that the entire underworld learned to listen. Perhaps happiness was not about them being together, but in the fact that they loved each other deeply enough to cross even the boundary of life and death. When you hear a mournful lyre in the night, remember that perhaps somewhere Orpheus is still singing, not to call Eurydice back, but to remind us that true love never dies.